Yo, it's your boy Direct. Right now you're watching Don't Quote Me. This is just a clip. But if you want to see the full episode, click on the link in the description. And please, like, comment, and subscribe. We dropping every single week. We bringing y'all more celebrity guests. We're going to have more funny moments. Rock with us. Let's go.
You might have been the first rapper I saw with a deal with a major car manufacturer.
Yes.
So around the time where I first started seeing your name, you were in a Honda commercial.
Yes.
How does your paralegal background and your schooling have anything to do with you being able to lock that in for yourself? Good management, like how did that come about?
Nah, I just went to the casting call. My man Rich Nice was like, "Yo, Honda is looking for a rapper for their next Accord campaign, and you should try out for it." So I went, I did it. Couldn't find out. Busta tried out, Q-Tip tried out, Asher Roth tried out, Cuddy tried out. A lot of people tried out. They picked me because they was like, all these other guys came in here, chains, super designer, everything I said before. And they was like, yo, you came in here, you know, you kind of look like you know how to move your money. You dress practical. You fly, but you dress practical. It looks like you're going to last a long time. And that's what Hondas are. So it was brand alignment.
That's fire.
That's hard.
Brand alignment. You remember when Gravy was telling a story about when he tried out for the big role and he was the only one that went in there, Coogee down and stuff like that? That started making me think, all right, like when you step into a certain building, like whether it's a job interview, whatever you got going on, like recognize the brand and look the part.
Yes.
I'm thinking it like, how you go into a Honda commercial looking like a Bentley driver? That don't make no sense. But that's smart. That's smart on your behalf.
I didn't even have a license when I got this. It goes back to what he was saying about New York. Like we didn't drive, so it was like I didn't even have a license when I got my commercial. So when I did the commercial when I'm driving, they had to have a stuntman in the back, like hiding underneath the seats, because it was illegal for me to be driving in LA with this car.
That's crazy.
That's the
wow.
Yeah.
So what is like we know what that Mercedes money is like. We know what that BMW money is like, the Bentley money. We hear it in all the raps. What's that Honda money like, man? What's that Accord Civic bread like, man?
I mean, it was so I've never seen a rapper do a Benz commercial or anything like that. It's always like a certain demographic. They market to 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old people because they typically have the money for it.
Right.
Honda's was marketed towards young males between the ages of 26 and 35. They paid me $10,000 just to do it. But I did the song for the commercial. Then they paid me to do all the internet commercials, which is like $1,000 each. I did like 10 of those. Then they paid me to do the song, which was like $5,000. So right now I'm at like 25,000. And I was like, that's all I'm getting. And it was like, just wait, right? So when the commercial airs, then it was mailbox money. I probably made about $200,000 off that commercial.
That's dope.
Because every time the commercial ran, I got paid for being in the commercial. Then I got paid for my music in the commercial. So it was two types of checks coming in. And they had bought out like 4 months of commercial time, ad space on BT and on MTV and all of these different places. So it aired all the time, like at least 20, 30 times a day. So, and I'm in the commercial and my music is in the commercial. So I'm getting checks I go to the mailbox, $700 check on Tuesday, Wednesday, $2,500 check, Thursday, $200 check, Friday, $10,000 check. Every day. I'm going to the mailbox every day. I'm going to the bank they knew me at the bank. They was like, yo, what is going on? There's so many checks.
This nigga stealing. Yeah, they want to get you.
Yo, so could you like, for people like us and also the people at home, like we always hear about artists getting destroyed on their royalties, not getting their back in, whatever. How do you go into a deal like that? Like what do you do to safeguard yourself? How do you protect your music and how do you make sure you get residual back in?
I mean, it was an ad agency, so like they're not coming to get any of that money. I was an artist, and I didn't sign a record deal. I did my deal after the Honda commercial, so the label couldn't come in and try to take any money. I just went in there. I had my stuff ready to go in terms of publishing. They paid me for the stuff. it was just a no-brainer. Like, I think, you know, I was a part of SAG. I had worked so many hours that I was officially with the Screen Actors Guild. So like, I paid my dues. All of that was there. Like, there was no sneaky person to come in and take money from me.
So if you're an independent artist, you got a deal like that on the table, you need to be set up with SAG.
Well, if you do the hours, SAG, you automatically get into SAG. A lot of people don't just get into SAG. I did about 40 hours in like 2-3 days. And as far as the music goes, I was already signed with ASCAP at the time. I was with ASCAP, and so I was getting the royalty money, I was getting the mailbox money, and then I got paid up front. So it was just like a triple dip.
So the 5 was the upfront.
5 was the upfront, yes.
And the 195 was the back end.
Well, not one, it was like 170. 175 was the back end.
Right.
Because when people do commercials, they don't get money. They don't get double the money. Like, they get the appearance fee, and then they get that residual income from the appearance fee. I had got paid for the appearance fee, the residual fee, and the music, and the residual fee on the music. So it was a double whammy, and then they played it over and over and over again. I was begging them to put it on the Super Bowl, but at the time, that was $1 million for a commercial, so they wasn't trying to make that happen.
So another question I want to ask you is, tell us a unknown Mickey Factz story about, like, was there a situation where you were about to be on one of the biggest labels in the game? Was there a situation where you got a call from somebody nobody would ever think that you got a call from? Like, what's your damn, like, mama I made it Mickey Factz moment?
I mean, it's a couple. I feel like when I started putting a song out every week, that was unheard of. Like, Crooked Eye was putting out a freestyle every week, but like, freestyle every week is different from a song. So I was getting calls from everybody. Like, everybody was calling me. Every label was calling me. Lenny S called me like, yo, they want to sign you here at Def Jam. We went up to Def Jam. Atlantic called me, yo, they want to sign you at Atlantic. I went to every single record label. So that really wasn't really like kind of like a thing for me.
What's the most you turned down?
I turned down, well, it was more so like the numbers wasn't right. This is the 360 era. So like, I was very adamant on not taking a lot of money. Because again, I was a paralegal. So I was very adamant on not taking a lot of money. I was very adamant on owning as much as I could going into the situation, and having as much leverage as I possibly could. So I turned down a lot of deals because they wanted 360s. And I'm like, how you gonna give me a 360? I'm coming to you with a television spot. At the time, I had EA Sports in my back pocket. I was in like 7 video games at the time. I had damn near a super deal, you know what I'm saying? So like, it was tough for them to take that from me. It was just, I was coming into the game with too much power and leverage, so they couldn't. I was just turning deals down. And plus, I was working with everybody. Like, I had a record with Ye, I had a record with Wayne. I put Drake on his first like big attention record. Like, I had this stuff with Cudi. I had 2 records with Kendrick. Like, it was too much. Like, it was just undeniable at that time. You know what I'm saying? So on tour with Nas, like, it was just too much.
So
too much.
I know a story, man. I've never seen you tell this on camera. Can you tell us, one day me and you were having to talk about Kanye West.
Right.
And you told me about when you were writing for Kanye West. And you told me the type of person he is and how he was giving out points in the studio, even to like the pizza delivery dude. Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, so like, Ye is the type of person, if you're in the session, like, you are a part of the creation of what he's doing. So like, a person could come in and deliver pizza, or a person could come in and clean up something, or a person could come in and be a friend of somebody. Depending on his mood, like, he'll give you publishing on it because you were a part of that creation. I think that's outrageous. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To give somebody a percentage of a record, like, and just change their life, because Ye's streaming numbers and just his sales at the time, still to this day, they're life changing for a lot of people. And he does that constantly. You know what I'm saying? And just being in sessions with Ye. I've been in sessions with Ye since 07. You know, it's one of those things where it's like he's a gumbo guy. Like, you do this verse, you do this verse, you do this verse, you do this. Everybody's doing verses, and he just picked the best lines, and then just put it together.
So do you get paid like that? Like,
yeah, I mean, you get your publishing off that.
Yeah.
So let's say he picks 2 of your lines, and they make it on My Dark Twisted Fantasy, right?
Yeah, you get publishing.
So is there a difference between him picking a whole verse and him picking the lines as a
so
writer?
how publishing works is, if I give you a line or two, I get 1 or 2% of the record, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I give you a whole verse, then I get like 15, 16% of the record. You know what I'm saying? And then whoever comes up with the chorus, like, you know, Ye is always gonna, you know, he's gonna get his points, because most times he's making his money off the production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't really matter to him. And plus, he's mad rich, so he's like,
Yeah.
you know, I think that's just good business, being able to spread the
Right.
the wealth like that. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I remember he did, I think on 808s and Heartbreaks, he said he was inspired by T-Pain, you know, because he was using auto-tune. And I think he gave T-Pain a point or a half a point on the whole album, and T-Pain's not even on it.
He's not even on that.
Not even on it. He just said because
You got a point of the entire album.
yes,
Because he
crazy.
used auto-tune
because
on
he
the
was
album.
like, I wouldn't have came up with this without you, so I just wanted to give it you.
But that's the type of person Ye is.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's very true.
That's fire.
So
So how did you stop rapping and land a role in a different world?
I mean, you know, when you this handsome, you know, things like that happen.